Hello and welcome to No Limits Health and Wellness. I'm Graham and this is Oscar, and we're uploading our third full-length yoga practice for you to flow along to today. If you want to get right into the practice, I'm going to add in the description the times in which we start the grounding meditation and when we start the physical moving meditation, the physical practice itself. If you want to click on those and fast forward to get right into it, do not let us hold you up. But if you have a moment before you start your 60-minute practice, I just want to pick up where I left off on our second video on the topic of just being real and authentic, to give you a glimpse into my life, into who I am, so that maybe you can relate and feel a little more connected, and that these classes will be more personal. I want it to feel like I'm there and you're here and we're not just watching each other through a screen. So being real and being authentic, I figured I'd talk about something that I was talking about earlier today with the owner of this beautiful space. This is Torque Wellness in Etobicoke, Toronto, Canada. It's part of Torque Barbell, which is a pretty hardcore powerlifting gym. It's called the strongest gym in Toronto. And I was talking with Dan, who owns this lovely place and lets me film my videos here. And he was telling me about how he thinks it's great that I'm doing this. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while. What took me so long to get started, I don't really know, but I'm really happy that I've taken the step to put myself out here to be seen by whoever's watching. You, who are you? Where are you from? Comment down below. Let me know the country, the city that we're reaching. Because when he mentioned that, I told him that I always kind of knew that I would do something like this. And I referenced the first concert that I ever went to. I hope I can do this without crying. But I saw Raffi. I don't know if you know Raffi. Maybe in the description I'll add some links to some Spotify or some place that you can listen to his music, and I won't be doing any copyright infringement. But I saw Raffi. He's a popular children's entertainer. I saw him here in Toronto. I was young. I can't say for sure how old, but certainly younger than 10, 9, maybe 8. And the thing is that I don't recall much about the concert itself. Before I tell you what I remember most, he has a popular song, and it's been covered. I'm not sure who the original artist of this song was, but it's This Little Light of Mine. Maybe you've heard it. There's a verse where he says, I'm going to take this light around the world and I'm going to let it shine. And I just always felt that. Maybe it's when we're younger, we believe the things that we're told. Our parents say that you're special, or you get a compliment from your friend, you believe it. And just listening to that song, I was always like, yeah, I am going to take this light around the world. And I'm going to brighten people's lives. But I never knew how exactly. One point in my life, I thought maybe I was going to be an all-star and play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, or later I thought I'd be a rock star and tour the world and playing festivals here and there. But I'm here and I'm now doing this, and I can't tell you what exactly has led me to this space, but I'm so grateful for all of the support that has carried and guided and influenced me in the right directions. And that kind of ties into what I remember from this concert. I Because sadly, well, not sadly, it was a very eye-opening experience for me, but I don't remember any songs. I don't even remember the inside of the concert venue. I don't know if Raffi was standing or seated. All I remember is outside of the venue, when we were in queue for the line to get in with our tickets, I remember my mom comforting me because I was scared of this man that we saw. Um, he was in dirty clothes, with long hair, unwashed, and a beard unshaved. He was the first homeless person I'd ever seen. And I don't know why he seemed scary to me, but when we were out of earshot from him, my mom explained to me there was nothing malevolent about that man. He was just homeless. He doesn't have a home to wash his clothes, to shower and wash his hair, or to shave his face. And that's why he looks like that. And the concept of someone being homeless absolutely blew my mind. I couldn't believe that not only did he not have a home, but he didn't have a friend or, pardon me, he didn't have his parents or his cousins. He couldn't go stay at his aunts or his uncles. Anyone who I knew would take care of me, he didn't have. And that just really rocked my world. And today, as a grown adult, I see so many people walking past homeless on the street, and it's just something that's so accepted. And I feel like that we've all downloaded so much information in our time here in this human experience that we've come away from our innocence, from the truth and the knowledge that we were born with, that it's not right. And I don't want to get too political or too in depth about these different types of crises that we have in our lives. Instead, I want to focus on the positive, the positives that I have in my life and that I'm sure that you have in your life. Because we all have people who have loved us into the existence that we are now. We are where we are, and we are who we are because of the energetic stage that people have provided us to grow, the emotional support that they've given us to make us feel safe as we expand, as we grow our physical and mental bodies in this experience. So I want you to land in our first pose in Savasana, and bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly. And I want you to think of everyone who has supported you. From your parents, and grandparents, your teachers, your friends, family, lovers, coaches, teammates, people who are in your lives now, or people who have just passed through. They've all left a little bit of energy, a little bit of love, a little bit of support with you. Hold on to that feeling beneath your left hand. Feel it swell up, grow in your heart, your soul. We're going to dedicate this practice, this hour, to cultivating more love, more support, and more light for you to shine around this world. Let my heart turn to practice. Let this practice become a path. May this path dissolve confusion. May confusion turn to wisdom. Have a great practice. Flutter your eyes open and take a full body stretch. Reaching your arms up over your head. Point your toes as you lift your low back up off the mat, taking a deep breath in, and then exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. Give your left knee a kiss, and your right knee a kiss. Blow them a kiss if you can't reach them. And then we're going to gently rock from the left to the right, massaging out the low part of the back. Then we can start those rocks forward and back. Go out the full length of your spine. Enjoying this gentle self-massage. And after another rock and roll, we'll cross the legs and rock ourselves right up into a seat facing the front of the room, the front of your mat. And take your left hand to the right knee and the right hand rooted into the earth behind your hips. As you press down into the mat, breathe length into your spine. The crown of your head getting taller towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, that left hand on the right knee is leverage. Breathe a twist and deepen that stretch. Let's come back to center and we'll switch our grip. Right hand over to the left knee and left hand roots down. And with every inhale, we're finding length in the energetic body. And with every exhale, creating space in the physical and in the mental. Deepest breath in, deepest twist. And let's come back to center and bring your hands onto the mat. Rock onto your knees, unravel your legs, and bring yourself as gracefully as you can into child's pose. Just going to use these breaths here to really land in the moment, to this experience, into the support of the earth. Feeling the mat with everything that's connecting to it. The tops of the feet, bottoms of your hands, maybe your forehead, nose, or chin. I believe we have no limits. We are boundless. Normally in child's pose, in classes, in person, I'll come around and place my hands on someone's hips to encourage them. Create a little more space as the bum moves towards the heels. So I want you to feel my assist. As I'm there, the walls, the floor beneath, the atmosphere around, feel my weight. As gravity pulls the bones down, closer towards the mat with every exhale. Now let's not overthink it. Let's just let the breath go to wherever it's needed. We'll open the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Inside out. Let's come to tabletop position. A nice flat back. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. We're going to go through just some warm-ups for the wrists, moving the weight forward and back, maybe left and right, perhaps circles, and maybe even repositioning the hands so that the fingers point out to the side or back towards the knees. So lots of ifs and ands, lots of maybes, but for sure, your breath stays calm. You're in control. The inhales and exhales. Control of the heart rate. The thoughts, feelings, the emotions, and energy. Now let's come back to stillness. In our tabletop, we're going to now start warming up the spine. We'll go through our cats and camels. Inhale, drop the belly, hips high. And exhale, look to the belly button. Inhale, gaze up. Get empty as we arch the back. Breathe in. And out. Hear the connection to breath. Feel the connection to earth. For 2 more. Full. And complete. We come to flat back once again in our tabletop. We're just going to float the knees up into a floating table just to wake up the core here. An option to stay here in stillness, breathing into the energetic body, lengthening the space between the tailbone and the crown of the head and hugging the navel up to support it. Or we can get light on the right hand, bring it to the left knee and the left hand to the right. And as one hand lifts up, really feel the core pick up the slack and work overtime to support and to balance. 1 more to each side. And we'll drop the knees down. Let's just take a deep breath in and exhale as we press into down dog. Take your time to walk out your dog, pedaling the feet, bending the ankles and knees. Get rid of any cricks and cracks that may be in the physical body. Any distractions in the mental body, allow them to be washed away by that steady ebb and flow. Make it louder. Just land in the consistency of those waves as they deliver frequencies that serve us, and as they wash away anything extra. Let's come high onto our toes, bend our knees, hop, skip, or float to the front of the mat. Take a halfway lift, forward fold. Extended mountain pose, reach all the way up. Try to touch the sky. Reach the fingertips towards the stars as the heels drive down into the earth. As you try to push the mat away, you feel the energy rise up into the hips, through the spine, into the heart. It shines as the shoulders relax. It comes up into the fingertips. You shoot those lightning bolts up to the sky. You're an antenna from the earth up into the heavens. Stay for a few more breaths, breathing into the lungs, hugging the navel in. Squeeze the glutes as you send the hips forward. Maybe we take a back bend and heart opener. And let's come back to extended mountain pose. Our right hand will grab the left wrist. The left foot will step behind the right, pressing into the floor with both feet. We pull ourselves to the right. With every inhale, finding length. With every exhale, creating space so that we pull energy up and shine it through the heart. Reach as far as we can to the side. Come around and down to frame the right foot with both hands. Bring all the weight into the right foot and float the left up towards the sky. As you push the floor away with the right, the left heel lifts up. Fill the lungs and hug the navel in as you exhale to support the spine and also create space to fold a little bit deeper. Look to the back of the room. Bring your nose as close towards the knee as you can. Option to play with balance, grabbing the right ankle with one or both hands. Last big inhale, and step the feet together. Extended mountain pose, reach all the way up. We're going to do it on the left now. So left hand grabs the right foot steps behind, rooting into both feet, drawing energy up through both limbs. And we draw ourselves to the left. With every inhale, finding length in the right side of the body. And as we exhale, we imagine someone's drawing that right shoulder back to open up the heart and shine energy through. Last big breath in, and then we'll reach as far as we can around and down to come to frame the left foot. As we push the floor away, we breathe into that right heel, floating it up like a hot air balloon. Keep breathing into the lungs, keeping the belly tight. If your eyes are open, look to the back of the room so that your crown of your head points right down to the earth. Fill the lungs, hug the navel in, support the spine, create that space with every exhale, and take your deepest breath in, fold as forward as you can, and then take a halfway lift. Step the feet together, take a halfway lift, and forward fold. Let's take a quick ragdoll. Grabbing opposite elbows, sliding the thumbs into the creases of those arms so that they support one another. Right away, surrender the upper half. Drop the shoulders. Observe the weight of the skull and allow it to lengthen the neck. Stretching out the spine. Keep the lower half active. Push the floor away with the feet. Feel the hips lift as the energy rises up, traveling to the base of the spine, and then it flows down, cascading through the energetic body. Attracting energy, creating space. Don't overthink it. Open the mouth in through the nose. Side out. Take a halfway lift. And hands to the mat. High plank to low. Exhale gets you down. Up dog with new air. And we'll stay here. We're going to lift the left foot up and step it over the right to lift ourselves up for wild thing. Press into the floor with both feet. Feel the energy lift the hips. Feel them supported as the glutes squeeze from below. The navel hugs in and up. From above, lengthen the spine, open the heart, and come on over to high plank and press back into down dog. From our down dog, we're going to rock back into up dog. So you can just hinge forward into a high plank and drop the hips and pull the chest through. Or if you want to get creative with it, you can invite a wave in through the toes, lifting up the heels, rolling it into the hips, and up through the heart, which you'll shine to the front of the room. And now we're going to lift the right foot up, stepping it over to cobra roll to the left. Feel the energy lift the hips. Feel it lengthen the spine. Feel it light up the heart and shine it as you open up that right shoulder. Last big breath in, and then come on over to high plank and press back to down dog. Just hear the ocean. And just land in those supportive belief systems that we're magnets, we're stars wrapped in skin, and we're effortlessly attracting and releasing. On your next inhale, step the right foot forward for warrior one. Now the inhale to lift you up, and the exhale to ground you down. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So keep your mind, keep your energy right here, right now, in your body, from the tips of your toes up to your fingers. As you root the feet down into the earth, you draw the energy up into the hips, through the spine, up into those hands, and then focus on the hands. Keep the energy there. Feel the warmth, feel the glow as you hold on to this ball of light. Maybe you feel it growing. Maybe you need to widen your hands so that you can contain it. Let's exhale into Warrior Two, letting that light out. It's a little cloudy. You could use it. We're going to flip the right palm up to the sky, reach it up and back, lengthening the right side of the body, and then we're going to bring ourselves into an extended side angle. So bringing the right hand down to the floor, or maybe to a block, if that brings the support closer to you. Feel the length in the left side of the body, and keep the left hand reaching up and drawing back to open up the heart. Now, option to bring the right hand down to the floor and lift that right foot up, bringing the knee to elbow for a funky side angle. And then option to lift that knee up, extend the leg for our fallen triangle. We're going to come back to our funky extended side angle, come back to extended side angle, and we're going to lift back up into Warrior Two. Relax the shoulders, I say to myself, and the jaw. And let's dance with breath as we inhale. Reach up, straighten the leg, and lower. Let the breath cue. Let it support. And let it guide. I'm not here to guide you. You have a guide. I'm just here. Provide the space for you to connect. Put the right palm up, reach it up and back, and cartwheel the hands to the floor. High plank to low, elbows in as you lower. Up dog, shoulders back, heart shines. Down dog, push the floor away. Okay, we haven't done this yet. And this one's kind of for me. Let's open our mouths, take a deep breath in. Side out. On your next inhale, step the left foot forward. Warrior One, feel the breath lift you up. With every inhale, we're attracting, pulling that energy up, feeling it lengthen, feeling it strengthen, feeling it create length and space, feeling light as we breathe it in, like we could float up to the heavens, feeling bright when we breathe it in, like we could outshine that sun, like we're holding on to a sun. Let's exhale, open up into Warrior Two. Acknowledging the strength, the support of the lower half, landing in the calm, the serenity, the peace in the upper half, in the shoulders, the jaw, the space behind the eyes, between the ears. Flip the left palm up to the sky, reach it up and back, lengthening the side body. And then we're going to bring ourselves into our extended side angle on the left. So rooting into both feet, feeling long in the right side, nice and strong in the left, equally supported on either. We're going to maybe bring that left hand down to the floor to get light on the left foot, maybe bringing the knee towards the elbow, maybe Lifting that knee up and extending the leg into our fallen triangle. Wherever we are, we're meeting back in our extended side angle and lifting back up into our warrior two. Landing in the calm, landing in the ease. And let's allow the breath to carry us once again as we inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. So just hear the ocean. See the waves. Feel the connection. You're not just a drop of water in the ocean. You are the ocean in the drop of water. Last big inhale. Flip the palm, reverse, reach up and back, and then cartwheel the hands to the floor. High plank to low. Up dog with new air. And down dog, push the floor away. Okay, from your down dog, come down into, not child's pose, but just bring your knees to the floor. And you can look to the screen because I'm going to demo the next couple of options that we have. I'm going to be cueing handstand. Maybe handstand is not in your practice yet. If that's the case, I want you to try taking leapfrog hops. So what that looks like is basically a handstand prep as we get light on the toes, light on the feet rather, coming high onto the toes. We're going to use breath to our advantage. As we fill the lungs, we come high. As we exhale, we really set up to leap, hugging the navel in. And when we're empty, we're going to send the hips up over the shoulders, bringing the heels towards the bum. We're going to focus less on getting high up into the air, less on holding the balance, and more on coming down with control. So maybe these hops are looking like that. We just want to avoid bringing our weight heavy back down to the earth. So take your choice here. Maybe you're going for the straight up handstand, or maybe you're taking leapfrogs. Whatever we're going to do, we're going to have fun for 10 breaths. So let's set up and choose your adventure here. Staying connected to our intention, to our frequency, to our breath. Last big inhale. And slowly, let's all meet in chair pose. Reach the hands up for nobody's favorite yoga pose and sink as low as you can. If your tailbone is pointing to the back of the room, like we're doing a heavy squat, let's try to rotate those hips forward, pointing the tailbone down to the earth, lengthening the spine, shining the heart like a Care Bear. Last big inhale and forward fold. Let's take ragdoll, feet hip width distance apart. Okay, let's hang out in ragdoll for a few more breaths. I'm just going to stand up so that I'm not breathing directly into this microphone, but you continue to surrender the upper half, keep pressing the lower half into the earth, drawing the energy up, working to cultivate, working to pull, and then allow the upper half to relax. Permit that energy to work for you. Focus on the space between your eyes, behind them. Hold the perspective back there. Close your physical eyelids and keep breathing into that area. Filling it with breath, light, energy, seeing whatever you see. And just like we've done multiple times, creating space in our physical body, we'll create space there. In the center of the mind. Open your mouth, take a deep breath in through the nose. Side out, folding as deep as you can. Take a halfway lift. Hands to the mat. High plank to low. Exhale gets you down. Up dog will lift you into new air. I said that completely backwards. New air will lift you into up dog. And let's press back into down dog. Into child's pose. I did it again. With just a few breaths in child's pose. And if handstands, if leapfrogs seem intimidating, they seem unsafe, just consider ship is safe in harbor. That's not what it's built for. Deepest breath in and out. Let's come to a flat back tabletop position, and we're going to press back into down dog. Okay, another opportunity to practice handstand hops here. We're going to lift the left leg up to the sky. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a series of 2, 3, or 4 hops, kicking the left heel as high as we can and bringing the right foot up a little bit at a time to set our lower half up into alignment for warrior one. So we're going to get light, bringing the weight into the hands as we kick the left heel up for 1, maybe 2, or maybe 3 hops, bringing ourselves into our warrior one. We're going to press the floor away, reach the hands up, open the hips to the front of the mat, and take the hands behind the low back. Puff the chest up and fold forward into our humble warrior. Keeping the strength in the fight in the lower half of this warrior. And in the upper, we completely surrender, embodying the humble warrior. Deepest breath in and out. Next inhale will lift us into a bound warrior two. We're going to feel the floor with both feet and bring the weight into the right, keeping the mind and our energy in the left leg. We're going to push the floor away, drawing the energy up that right leg. We're distributing it through every limb and every digit, acting as a spoke in this wheel, which is our physical body. That left foot searching for the wall to put its footprint in it, the toes pulling towards your nose and turning up towards the sky to open up the hips. Bound fists drawing back and shoulder blades wrapping around the spine. Last big inhale. Land back in our warrior two. Unbind, gazing over the right fingertips. Flip the palm, reach up and back, and cartwheel the hands to the floor. High plank to low. Up dog with new air. And down dog. Push the floor away. Okay. Balancing things out on the left side, we're going to take those handstand hops, bringing ourselves into the setup for warrior one on the left. So the right foot lifts up to the sky. We're kicking that right heel high while coming back down gently to the earth. Lift the left foot for 2 or 3, or maybe you take 4. Ultimately, we're ending up with the left foot at the front, right at the back. A nice, strong, grounded, supported warrior. Make sure those hips are open, facing the front of the mat. Take the hands behind your back. Puff the chest up and fold over those square and active hips. If your eyes are open, see the back of the room so that the crown of your head points right down to the earth and the back of your head is showing to whatever we're bowing down to.
Pull those bound fists forward to floss out the shoulders. Stay for a couple intentional breaths. And on the next exhale, get completely empty. And allow the next breath in to lift you
into our bound warrior two. So we can obviously unbind if we want, but if we want to keep this challenge, keep the hands behind the low back, bring the weight into the left foot, push the floor away, pulling energy up. And as strongly as we're pushing the floor away, that right heel is searching for the wall, the back of the mat, those bound fists pulling to the same direction, and you feel the shoulder blades wrap back. Turn those right toes up towards the sky. Feel the right femur rotate in the hip socket. Hips, heart shining. Last big inhale, and land back in our warrior two. Unbinding, relaxing the shoulders, the wrists, everything that we can, and then choosing to reside in those places. Feeding into the calm. Flip the left palm up to the sky, reach it up and back, and cartwheel the hands to the floor. High plank to low. Up dog with new air, and down dog, push the floor away. Let's come high onto our toes, bend our knees, hop, skip, or walk to the front of the mat. Extended mountain pose and chair pose. We're gonna bring our hands to our heart center, hinge forward. Before we twist, notice where your knees and hips are in space and try to keep them exactly as they are as we twist to the left, driving both heels into the earth, pulling energy up into the heart, and twisting to shine it out, drawing the left shoulder blade back as the right elbow drives into the left knee for leverage to twist. Option to stay here, or option to bring our hands down to the floor, bringing the weight forward and floating ourselves into side crow. Stay for 3, 2, coming back to chair, and forward fold for ragdoll. Just a moment, just a second, but don't show up rushed. Feel the eternity that's present here. What's available to attract, and what can we let go of? Deepest breath in, deepest fold, extended mountain pose, reach all the way up, and sit down into our chair. And bring our hands to our heart center. We'll hinge forward and twist to the right, hooking that left elbow to the right knee, driving one against the other, drawing the right shoulder blade back to open up the heart and shine. Option to stay there or to bring the hands down to the floor, bringing the weight into the fingertips, drawing the light up through the wrists and allowing it to flow from the fingers to the toes. Last big inhale, and we're coming back to chair for 3, for 2, and forward fold. Take a halfway lift, hands to the mat, high plank to low. Up dog, new air, and down dog, push the floor away. Okay, from your down dog, come high onto your toes, bend your knees, hop, skip, or walk to the front of the mat. Extended mountain pose, reach all the way up. We're gonna take tree. Standing on the left, bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Feel the support beneath the left foot from the earth. Feel the support beneath the right from yourself. And land in the abundance. Land in the breath. The breath is going to grow this pose, Just like water grows plants and trees in nature, the breath grows our poses in yoga. Because every breath has an energy attached to it, carries a message. And what are we breathing into ourselves? Let's bring that right foot down. Tree on the other side as the left foot lifts up and presses into that right leg. You've probably heard of that experiment where they have two identical plants. They're watered the same schedule, given the same fertilizer, nourishment, but they're spoken to differently. They're provided different energies. They say nasty things to one that hinder its growth and development, but the other, they say kind things to it, and it thrives. So what does your tree need to hear? I can only ask the questions. You have the answers. Tree on the other side. And it may seem funny at first when you breathe it in, you hear, hey, beautiful. And you're, what? Me? Yeah, you. You look so strong, so balanced. Oh, thanks. Yeah, you seem so rooted and connected. Tree on the other side. But the more that we breathe it in, the more we start to believe it. And we hear, hey, beautiful. You go, yeah? What's up? And you hear, you look balanced. You look strong. Yeah, I've been doing yoga. You seem really rooted and connected to something beautiful. You're like, yeah, I feel that way. Did we do it on both sides? I hope so. I hope you're balanced. Let's reach our hands up. Fold forward. Take a halfway lift. And hands to the mat. High plank to low. Up dog with new air. And down dog. Push the floor away. Okay. This is going to be the last little vinyasa that we're going to do before we hit the floor and do some stretching. Bring the feet together at the back of the mat. We'll lift the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee and stack open the hips. Option to stay here in a three-legged dog, opening the hips and shining as bright as we can, or we can choose to play with balance, getting light on the left hand, reaching up for that right foot, keeping the breath calm no matter what happens, pulling energy up through the right hand, grounding into that left heel. Last big inhale, and come back to our three-legged dog. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to set ourselves up for figure four legs. So bring the right ankle in front of that left knee. We're then going to hinge forward into a high plank with figure four, and then rock onto the razor edge of that left foot into side plank with our figure four. Feel the spine lift and lengthen. Option to bind the right hand to that right foot, or keep your figure four. If you have the bind, bring your right hand and the right foot to the front of the mat, or just step the foot through for high crescent lunge. Reaching the hands up, grounding into the foundation, feeling the floor with the right foot and the left toes. Pivot that left heel down so that we bring ourselves into our warrior two. From warrior two, we're going to dive into surfers on the left. And from surfers, we're going to glide into our high lizard on the right. So active here, pulling energy up through all fours to light up the energetic body and continuing that line all the way from the crown of the head
to the lifted heel. Let's reach the right hand up, opening up the heart to let that light out for a nice twist. Last big inhale, and come back to our high lizard. Drop the left knee, take a load off, open up the right hip. Right hand will press into the right knee, right foot to its razor edge, an option to add on if we want to reach for that left foot with the right hand, pulling the heel towards the bum and gazing over that right shoulder. Last cycle of breath, and then we're going to meet back into our high lizard. Now, Oscar, I'm about to do a flying pose, so this is not the best space for you. Option to stay in high lizard, making it as active as we can, pressing into all fours while trying to squish the mat together with both feet, pulling the right foot back and the left forward. I'm very sorry. I want you to see what's happening with my feet, so I'm going to move Mr. Oscar. Okay, buddy, I go. So, option to stay in our active high lizard, or we can reach that right arm, bring it through underneath the right shin, hug the right forearm with that right leg as tight as we can, pulling the heel up towards the belly, bring the weight into the fingertips and float the left foot for flying lizard. Let's stay here for 3. Controlling the breath. Last big inhale. And come back to our high lizard. We're going to step the right foot back and we're landing in down dog. And bring the feet together at the back of the mat. We're going to lift the left leg up to the sky, bend your knee, stack open the hips, pressing into the floor with both hands. An option to get light on the right hand, maybe just hovering, floating, or reaching up to bind as you reach up and over the body to get that left foot. Keep finding length. Keep creating space. Last big inhale. And come back to your 3-legged dog and bring the left knee in towards your chest. And set up your figure 4 legs, bringing the left ankle in front of the right knee. From here, we're hinging forward into our high plank with our figure 4 legs, then rocking onto the razor edge of that right foot and opening up into side plank with figure 4 legs. Keep lifting the hips, keep lengthening the spine. Option to bind the left hand to the left foot, staying for 3. Last 2. And guide that left foot to the front of the mat for our high crescent lunge. From high crescent lunge, bring that right heel down into warrior 2. Dive into our surfer's lunge on the right. Glide into our high lizard on the left. Nice and active here, lighting up the center line, pulling the energy through the earth. I'm going to open up by twisting, left hand up to the sky, heart opening to the left, nice and long from the right heel to the crown of the head. Bring that left hand back down, drop the right knee, open up the left hip. Option to stay here or to add on. We want to bend that right knee, take the left hand to pull that right heel towards the bum. Last big inhale. And we're coming back to our high lizard. Now, again, option to stay here, making this pose as active as you can, trying to squish the mat together, pulling the left foot back, the right forward, and feeling the hips nice and strong, or the left hand will come underneath the left, shin, left leg, and that left leg is going to hug the forearm and that left heel pulls up towards the belly. Breathe into the lungs, hug the core in, and feel the belly button create that upward lift in the hips for 3. Last 2. And come back to our high lizard and step the left foot back. Hinge forward into high plank and lower down onto your belly. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me with this mic right here because I don't want to be laying directly on top of it. We're going to set up for some locust complexes here. We're going to do 2 halves and a full. So set yourself up, bring your hands to your side, palms facing down. Breathe into the lungs, hug the navel in, and squeeze the glutes as you lift the feet up to the sky. So the soles of the feet are searching for the heavens, and point the toes. Your hands can press into the earth. Feel long from the toes to the tips of your quadriceps. Last big inhale, and slowly lower down. You can let your hips move from side to side. Maybe you shake something out, and you can turn the windshield wipers on to wash whatever that thing is off to the side of the road. Let's set up for half locust number 2. So hands to our side, palms facing down. And just as those palms were pressing into the earth for added leverage, we're going to keep the tops of the feet pressing into the mat. We're going to press from the tops of the feet all the way up to the hips, and we're going to float everything else up. Breathing into the lungs to get light. Hugging the navel in to feel strong. Reaching the fingers to the back of the room. Squeezing the shoulder blades towards one another. Last big inhale. And slowly lower down. Again, you can shake the hips out from side to side. We're going to do one more. Piecing those 2 together, we can set up for a full locust, pressing the hips into the earth and lifting everything else up. Or if it's in your practice, you can bend those knees, grabbing the heels, shins, or knees, and kicking back. Let's stay here for 3. Feeling lift. Maintaining that height. Last big inhale. And slowly lower down. Bring your hands to your ribs. Pull your chest through for up dog. And down dog, push the floor away. Put this back on before I forget. So we're in down dog. Let's come high onto our toes. Bend our knees. Hop, skip, or float to the front of the mat. And we're going to lay down onto our backs. Let's set up for 1 bridge and 1 wheel. Bring your feet into place. Lift up your hips as you drive your heels down into the earth and pull the heels towards your bum. Really feel the hammies and the glutes engaged. Let's stay here for another 4. You can interlace your hands behind your low back, walking your shoulder blades towards one another to open up the heart even more. Last big inhale, and slowly lower down. Let those knees go from side to side if you want. And we're going to do 1 more. You can do another bridge, or you can set up for wheel. We're going up for 6 very intentional breaths. So be mindful. What are you breathing in to this tree, even though we're in wheel pose? It needs something to assist its growth. Let's lift up for 6. If you're in wheel, if wheel is nothing new, maybe you want to send 1 leg up to the sky. And then the other. Maybe playing with lifting a hand up to the waist. Deepest breath in and slowly lower down. Let's take a quick happy baby, feet up to the sky, grabbing the soles from the outside and pulling the knees towards the armpits. It's coming back to our innocence, back to that factory reset, wiping that hard drive clean, all this supposed knowledge that we've downloaded intentionally or uploaded unknowingly. English, French, Spanish, all those languages, all those words, to come back to the language of happy baby, the language of the universe is energy. Release, hug your knees into your chest. Before you rock and roll, make sure there's no dogs on your mat. We're gonna rock and roll forward and bring ourselves into pigeon pose. So bring your right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Left leg extends long to the back. You're a magnet, effortlessly attracting. Hear the ocean. And you can feel the waves as the inhales deliver. And the exhales carry your donation, that magic that you're giving back to the universe. Slowly roll onto the right bum cheek. Swing the left leg around. The right leg will stay more or less as it is, tucking into the left leg. Reach the arms up and fold towards the left foot. You don't have to grab the foot or the leg. Those connections are not as important as our connection to breath, connection to earth beneath our sits bones, and the connection to the energy that we're drawing up through the earth with the breath. Let's come up to a vertical spine, right hand behind the hips. Press the right hand down, the right knee down, and the left foot, and you'll feel the returning energy lift you up. The hips get light, the spine gets long, the heart gets brighter as you shine that light up to the stars. Slowly lower down onto your bum and set up for your pigeon on the left, bringing the left shin to the front of the mat and the right leg long to the back of the room. And again, just landing in the breath, landing in the kind thoughts, supportive belief systems that we are effortlessly attracting. Like you're sitting on a beach, working that magic. You can already hear the ocean. And you can feel the sun. Maybe not from the outside. It might be inside. It might be nighttime. But you feel that sunlight from the inside. As you're a star wrapped in skin. Slowly roll onto the left bum cheek. Swing the right leg around. Reach the hands up and fold towards the right foot, leading with the chest. Folding right over, and noticing if we lead with one shoulder or one set of ribs. Feel the length as you breathe it in. Feel every vertebrae light up as the energy passes through. And feel the release in your shoulders, the relaxation in the neck, and the fog that's lifted in the mind. As that energy works its magic. Slowly come up to a vertical spine. Left hand roots down into the earth behind you. The left knee presses down in the right foot. And through those 3 points, you become a vessel for that energy to flow from the earth. Your hips, heart, and throat are open, and you send that energy right up to the heavens with your signature attached to it, your love, your gratitude. Thank you so much for the lift. Slowly lower down onto your bum. And we're going to take one more forward fold. Take your legs long. Take seated butterfly, or you can straddle your legs out to the side and just a few intentional breaths. Don't count them, but rather make those breaths count as you stay present to everyone, experiencing it like it is the only breath. This is the only pose. There is nothing else to compare it to. Slowly walk your hands back up to your center line. We're going to lay down onto our back, hug our knees into our chest, give ourselves a tight squeeze, and then extend the legs long. Arms out to the side, lift the right leg up to the sky, and gracefully allow it to drop over to the left. A nice supine twist. Knees over your right shoulder. And feel that twist from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. Left hand can be placed on top of that right knee. And don't push or pull, just allow the bones provide a little extra more weight for gravity, your breath to work hand in hand. Slowly come back to center. Legs long, arms out to the side, and the left leg will lift up. Again, gracefully allow that left leg to drop to the right. Keep the shoulders heavy as you gaze over the left shoulder. Again, the right hand can go on top of that left knee, just allowing that limb to make it a little bit heavier. If the left hammy is tight, you can bend that knee. You can bend that knee to create space in the hammy, in the low back. Deepest breath in. Slowly come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you feel some cricks and cracks as things come back into alignment after our twisting and turning. That is normal. Give your left knee a kiss. Your right knee a kiss. Acknowledge this body. Show gratitude for this vessel that has carried you through. Hopefully the captain is happy with all of the adventurous choices he's made or she's made, not staying in harbor, yet exploring. Send the feet and the hands up to the sky for waterfall, relaxing everything that we can, physically, mentally. Observing everything that is here and now. in our body, noticing the pulsing of blood, buzzing and tingling of energy. Allow any muscles to pull that blood or any thoughts to direct the energy. Allow it all to cascade down these waterfalls into your energetic body, into your heart, and into your soul. Slowly bend your knees and your feet to the floor. Take Savasana. Be completely relaxed, both your physical and mental, so that this energy that we've cultivated can work its way in. The light that you're shining be expressed. Slowly, without rushing, wiggle your fingers, your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles, gradually making these small movements bigger and bigger. And ultimately taking a full body stretch, reaching your arms up over your head. Again, pointing your toes and feeling your low back lift up off your mat as you wake yourself up for this new experience. Roll onto any side that feels comfortable into a fetal position. Hug your knees into your chest. Use one arm as a pillow. And stay in your fetal position. Soak up everything that it represents as we embody the namesake of the pose. Your fresh start, your brand new life. And it's made up of all of this energy specific to your intention and your purpose. With your eyes closed, if you're comfortable to keep them shut, press yourself up into a seated position with your with your legs crossed or extended out in front of you. I want you to be comfortable in your seat. I want you to feel supported, grounded, connected. And if your eyes are closed, you're in a dark room, if you're completely by yourself in this moment, I want you to feel seen. I want you to know that your light is felt. Your energy is appreciated. Bring our hands to our heart center and end this practice sealing it with a deep cleansing breath in and out. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. May you have kind thoughts. Bring your thumbs to your lips. May you have kind words. And bring your thumbs to your heart. May you be open to give and receive always. Come back to your third eye. The light in me acknowledges the light in you. Let's bow to each other. Say namaste. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed the flow. We're super excited to be recording the fourth full-length yoga practice. There may be a change in scenery because here in Canada it's Thanksgiving weekend and I'm going to be up at the cottage with my family. So praying for good weather, and if I'm lucky I'll be able to do some yoga with you guys out on the back deck with some beautiful nature in the background. Whatever happens, it's going to be beautiful. I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for cultivating peace, joy, and love with me. And I hope you hold on to it. And I hope anyone you come into contact with feels it. See you next time.